Welcome to my videos. PL-400, Microsoft Power Platform Developer Latest Exam Questions and Answers Set 2. You are a Power Apps maker creating a chatbot for a website. The chatbot must recognize geographic attributes to enable additional functionality. You need to recommend a feature. What should you recommend? A. Fallback topic. B. Power Automate flow. C. Bot service compliance. D. Slot filling. Correct answer, D. You develop and deploy a Power Apps solution. The following changes must be made to the solution. Delete a column of data. Modify several views. Add several charts to dashboards. You need to redeploy the app. What should you do? A. Update the solution. B. Upgrade the solution. C. Create a new solution. D. Patch the solution. Correct answer, B. You develop a model-driven app. You add the following users as members to the Sales Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, Security Group, User 1, User 2, and User 3. The Sales Azure AD Security Group is linked to a pre-existing Microsoft Dataverse Azure AD Security Group team that is associated with the Sales Security role. You assign each of the appropriate licenses to each user. User 1 is not listed in the team members subgrid for the app. User 2 and User 3 are listed in the subgrid. You need to ensure that User 1 can use the model-driven app. What should you do? A. Change the membership of the Sales Azure AD Security Group to Dynamic User. B. Change the membership type for User 1 to Owner in the Azure AD Security Group. C. Create an owner team for the members of the Sales Azure AD Group. D. Ask User 1 to sign into the model-driven app. Correct answer, D. You are modifying a model-driven app for a bicycle company. The app modifications must meet the following requirements. The order form must include a column that calculates payments based on how many years the customer wants to finance a bicycle. A pop-up box must remind the employee to validate the information entered before saving. You must use out-of-the-box features before customizing the application. What should you do? Requirement: calculate payments action, configure an out-of-box feature. Requirement: a pop-up box must appear, action, edit XML. A university implements Dynamics 365 sales. Several departments use opportunity records to bid for funding for projects within their own departments. You configure the system to ensure that each department can only work on their own records. Employees in multiple departments often need to work together on an opportunity. Employees report that they are not able to see opportunities from other departments. You need to ensure that employees from more than one department can work on the same opportunities when necessary. Solution: use position hierarchy security and define the two departments as positions. Does the solution meet the goal? A. Yes. B. No. Correct answer, A. A university implements Dynamics 365 sales. Several departments use opportunity records to bid for funding for projects within their own departments. You configure the system to ensure that each department can only work on their own records. Employees in multiple departments often need to work together on an opportunity. Employees report that they are not able to see opportunities from other departments. You need to ensure that employees from more than one department can work on the same opportunities when necessary. Solution: create a security role that has organization-level access to opportunities. Give this security role to all members of the two departments who need access. Does the solution meet the goal? A. Yes. B. No. Correct answer, B. A university implements Dynamics 365 sales. Several departments use opportunity records to bid for funding for projects within their own departments. You configure the system to ensure that each department can only work on their own records. Employees in multiple departments often need to work together on an opportunity. Employees report that they are not able to see opportunities from other departments. You need to ensure that employees from more than one department can work on the same opportunities when necessary. Solution: use access team templates and give access to members in the two departments. Does the solution meet the goal? A. Yes. B. No. Correct answer, B. An international organization has a series of client-server applications that manage red light cameras and traffic violations across a wide geographic region. The daily volume of traffic violations is very high and growing. You plan to use Microsoft Power Platform apps to manage the following types of data. Existing vehicle licensing data must be imported into Microsoft Dataverse and easily queried. Red light camera images must be stored in a repository for later analysis. Information about traffic violations must be stored and related to vehicle details. You need to select data storage mechanisms for the new apps. Which data storage mechanisms should you use? To answer, drag the appropriate data storage mechanisms to the correct data types. Each storage mechanism may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view content. Data type: vehicle licensing data storage mechanism entity. Data type: red light camera photos data storage mechanism Azure Storage Blob. Data type: information about traffic violations data storage mechanism Azure Cosmos DB. A financial institution that has a Dynamics 365 sales environment requires that the account balance field from the account entity be visible to specific users only. You need to set up the field security for the account balance field. Which 3 actions should you perform? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Note, each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. Set the field to read only and then publish the entity. B. Set the field permission allow read to yes and add the users to the members section. C. Create a security role and add the specific users to the role. D. Enable field security and then publish the entity. E. Create a field security profile. Correct answer: B, D, E. An organization uses Common Data Service. The organization's IT help desk requires a single-page web application to monitor and manage data export service. The app must access data export service securely. The app must also permit help desk users to perform a limited set of functions. You need to create a single-page app. Which options should you use? To answer, select the appropriate options in the answer area. Requirement: connect to the app securely option. Register the app in Azure Active Directory. Requirement: monitor the status of data replication option. Use fetch XML queries. Requirement: enable an entity for replication option. Enable change tracking. Requirement: start or stop data replication option /crm/exporter/profiles/id/activate data. Requirement: view information on records that fail to sync option. Use profile operations. A company has a Common Data Service (CDS) environment. The following conditions must apply when accounts are reassigned. Ownership for completed tasks that are associated with the account must not change. Outstanding tasks must be reassigned to the new owner of the account. You need to configure the relationship to meet the requirements. Which settings should you use? To answer, select the appropriate options in the answer area. Note, each correct selection is worth 1 point. Condition: relationship behavior type setting referential, restrict delete. Condition behavior for the assigned action setting cascade user owned. A company has Common Data Service (CDS) environments for development, test, and production. You have a model-driven app that consists of 2 solutions. The solutions include settings and reference data. You plan to move the solutions, app settings, and reference data from a development environment to a production environment. You export each solution from the development environment as a zip file. You run the configuration manager to export the settings and reference data as zip files. You need to prepare the app and its settings for deployment. Which 4 actions should you perform in sequence? To answer, move the appropriate actions from the list of actions to the answer area and arrange them in the correct order. Actions: 1. Add solution and data files to the PKG folder in the project. 2. Define the solution and data files and import config.sme. 3. Build the package. 4. Run the package deployer tool. You have a model-driven app that uses the Common Data Service, CDS. You create 3 custom entities that are in many-to-one parental relationships with the account entity. You run a real-time workflow that assigns an account you own to another user. You receive the error message as shown in the error message exhibit. Click the Error Message tab. You check the security roles for the user as shown in the Manage User Roles exhibit. Click the Manage User Roles tab. You also check the privileges for that role as shown in the Common Data Service User Security Role exhibit. Click the Security Role tab. You need to prevent the error from recurring. For each of the following statements, select Yes if the statement is true. Otherwise, select No. Changing the append to privilege on the account entity to organization prevents the error from recurring. Statement No. Adding the environment maker role to the user prevents the error from recurring. Statement No. Adding the system customizer role gives the user more access than needed to prevent the error from recurring. Statement Yes. Setting all the privileges for the building entity to user prevents the error from recurring. Statement Yes. A company is creating a new system based on Microsoft Dataverse. You need to select the features that meet the company's requirements. Which options should you use? To answer, drag the appropriate options to the correct requirements. Each option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view content. Requirement: visualize records as a hierarchy in a model-driven app. Option 1-to-many relationship. Requirement: records in one entity must be able to reference only a single record in another entity. Option 1-to-many relationship. Requirement: any record in one entity must be able to be referenced by any record in another entity. Option many-to-many relationship. A school district wants to standardize student information and student performance records. Students in the district are assigned to a specific school. Students are evaluated using class records. When students move between schools in the middle of a school year, the student's current class history must be available to the administrators at the new school. You need to configure Microsoft Dataverse tables to connect the class history records to their respective class records. How should you configure the table? To answer, select the appropriate options in the answer area. Configuration setting table ownership for the class record table. Value team. Configuration relationship of the class history table to the student table. Value. Many to one. Configuration behavior of the relationship between the class history table and the student table. Value parental. You are developing an app for a sales team to record contact details in Microsoft Dataverse. The app must handle loss of network and save the data to Dataverse when reconnected. The main screen of the app has a form to collect contact data and a button. The onSelect property for the button has the following expression. The expression saves the data to CDS when reconnecting after losing network connection. Statement Yes. The collection created by the patch statement contains all contacts not saved to CDS. Statement No. The expression updates existing contacts in CDS. Statement No. The expression handles loss of connection to CDS. Statement Yes. You are creating a new page for a Power Apps portal. You need to display data from Microsoft Dataverse on the page. What should you use? A. Liquid. B. CSS. C. iframe. D. Bootstrap. Correct answer, A. You are creating a Canvas app for a company. A security role has been created for sales representatives and a second security role has been created for sales managers. The Canvas app has the following requirements. Sales managers must be able to view the records of the salespeople in their business unit. Sales managers must be the only people who can view sales probability data in opportunity records. Sales representatives and new hires assigned to the same territory share access to sales records. You need to assign permissions for the app. Which security options should you use? To answer, drag the appropriate security options to the correct scenarios. Each security option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view content. Scenario: sales managers must be able to view the records of the salespeople in their business unit. Security option: role-based security. Scenario: sales managers must be the only people who can view sales probability data in opportunity records. Security option: field level security. Scenario sales representatives and new hires assigned to the same territory share access to sales records. Security option record level security. You are synchronizing company data from a SQL Server-based .NET application into a common data service, CDS, environment. The data is entered in both the SQL Server and CDS systems. You have a program that includes the following code. Creating a new field to store the record identifier from the database resolves the error. The specified key attributes are not a defined key for the account entity. Statement no. Creating an alternate key that uses the account number field resolves the error. The specified key attributes are not a defined key for the account entity. Statement yes. If an account exists with only the account name entered as Contiso and all other fields empty, a new account record is created. Statement yes. If an account exists that uses the account number CO555, new account record is created. Statement no. A company is creating a new system based on the Microsoft Dataverse. You need to select the Dataverse features that meet the company's requirements. Which features should you select? To answer, drag the appropriate features to the correct requirements. Each feature may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view content. Requirement: when a primary record is deleted, the associated referential records must also be deleted. Feature referential requirement: when a record is assigned to a user, all referencing active records must also be assigned to that user. Feature cascade: user owned requirement: when a primary record is deleted, the associated record must not be deleted. Feature referential restrict delete